Hey, good morning. This might be a short one because I am tired. So this is the 4-hour chart. I wanted to see where we're headed, because if we look at the 15-minute chart, let's see. So we had a really big gap up, new week opening gap, and we kind of stayed away from it. Touched it, the top here, dug into it a little bit here, but let's see. If this becomes a swing high. We'll see. It may not be. Let's see what the 1 minute looks like. I don't plan on trading today because I don't really like short weeks, holiday weeks. I don't feel as strong in it. I might paper trade. Maybe I'll consider paper trading. Are these even? It's a high on this. It's a low on this. Oh, I can't see because my camera's in the way, and I hate that. I've been moving it because I had some video conferences, and it's easier to center it. It's a high on this. Yep, so these are even. So the bodies are respecting the consequent encroachment of this, the mean threshold of this order block. And we have a gap here, a gap here. breaking above this order block. What time is it? 9:05. I wanted to see how big the opening range gap was. Alright, I'm just waiting. If I see something looks semi-interesting, I'll paper trade it. Around 3:30, there's usually a high or a low. Right here, 3:26. The low on this, 775. The high on this, 825. So not quite. Oh no, it did hit. I said that backwards. So closed at the 50 here and just below this order block. Now we're digging further down. How are we going to respond here? I usually don't like the prices on here just because I can see it and it takes too much up here. I usually don't even like the 0.5 there, but I typically leave it. The bodies to tell the story and the wicks do the damage. Are we sitting up here? Or are we coming back down? I do want to see what ES is doing. I haven't looked at ES in a minute. Yeah, I definitely did that wrong. So this didn't come back into the new week opening gap at all. NASDAQ went in a little bit. Twice. Alright, we broke the 50 on the NASDAQ, but not the ES. Did we make a higher high? Alright, I made a higher high on NQ. Alright, we did make a higher high on ES. Came down to this other block twice. 3 times. Okay, back up. Alright. Yes, finally made it higher high. Here. This is a wick on the 4-hour chart. To see, are we going to be able to come up to this? What's the high on this? 32 even, and the low on this is 32 even. I think we're going to find support here to push a little higher. Let's see. ES is chilling. In general, I haven't watched ES in a long time, and I've been watching NASDAQ. I started out just looking at ES. Then I kind of moved to NASDAQ because I like the movement. I like that it moves 10 points like it's nothing on NQ, but ES 10 points feels like way more. And so looking at it now, it feels like just feels different. Switching between the two. kind of hanging out, creating highs, equal highs here. But we're kind of chilled in between these two levels. Alright. Can we make it up to here before 9:30? I don't know. The 4 hour looks a lot different. If relative equal highs here on the ES, here and here. On the 4 hour chart that we're coming up on. But I was measuring this wick here on NQ. Yeah, it's 20 points. We can make it before 9:30. I'm still trying to see about this PD array, how I want to trade it. See that it's 4.5 points. If it went all the way up to here. But in Q, let's say up to that. If you went from here to here. See, that's 29 points. Like, that's what made me switch. And I don't know if it's coming up to here. Of course, we'll see. Can we make it there? I think we go for 9:30 and then come back in to fill that open and range gap like a Judas swing. Like right at 9:30, we run up here, tag this, then come back in for the open and range gap and the new week opening gap. That's what I like to see. We'll see. Till we hang out until 9:30 and just trade sideways, or are we pushing, you know, up here? Let's draw this gap out. I really like this. That's super clean. What's the high on this? 32 even. Oh, they're equal. And the close on this one is 32 even. The low on this one is 32 even. Is the consequent encroachment of this wick 32 even? Yes. Yeah, I like this a lot. Just trying to figure out how do I want to use it, or what do I want to do, because it doesn't happen often, but I'm still trying to see what happens when it does do this and how I want to use it. Because you see, it didn't give the same PD array in NQ. Let's see if this supports higher prices. Are we supporting higher prices? I saved a lot as templates here before, so I can easily see like the yellow. I know our volume imbalances. quickly. And then these reddish ones are fair value gaps. That's how I liked it. I put way too many drawings on my chart. I feel like I put too many drawings on my chart, but I don't know. That's the vibe right now. It came back and touched that exactly. Are we going through it? No, exactly 32 even. Sitting on this old level, this old buy side. But we are at the bottom of this volume imbalance and the bottom of this fair value gap on the NQ. Like I said, we may hang around for another 9 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if we did. And then I want to see, let's pierce up here, before filling in the new day opening, what am I about to say? The opening range gap and the new week opening gap. We came back to this order block. So halfway. I like putting fibs. I like having a ton of drawings. Just helps me stay focused too. That I know what I'm looking for. I can draw what I'm looking for. So we're hanging underneath that volume imbalance now. All right, we're making a lower low here. I'm super ready for Thanksgiving. I'm definitely not live streaming on Friday. I'm not live streaming probably again this week altogether. I think I am just going to take the holiday. We are falling out of the sky on ES. So close on this, 31.50. What's the open on this? 31.50. What's the close on this? 31.50. And is the open on this 31.50 too? Yep. It's 9:25. Open range gap. Oops. admittedly do put a lot of drawings on my chart. It is what it is. And close below this water block. Cold. I'm like freezing. I gotta go grocery shopping for Thanksgiving, and I want to go before it gets too crowded. I may go today. I may go after I close the live stream, so I can get like my sweet potatoes, my macaroni and cheese. I can sit in the freezer till I'm ready to cook it. Oh, we gotta come up again. So I don't think we're running back up to tag this before 9:30. Let's open on that. Patience, precision, and peace. I actually got that from Tanya's trades. Hers is like patience and precision and grace, but I changed the last one to be peace. So shout out to her. I'm not claiming to know it, just have it. But it's just like, just do the trade and not stress. Go about my day. Take time away from the charts. Relax. Like, do the trade and not be torn up no matter which way it goes. If it goes great, great. If it doesn't, great. Like, just overall peace. Not being on a roller coaster of emotions. Because that's not how I like to be in general. So we tag the 50 of this order block when we have a big reaction up. And then we got the open range gap. It's 9:30. Where is, so we're about 54.50 to here. Coordinates 54, 50. So we're looking at right above here. Very close to the new week opening gap. We have these equal lows down here at the top of this gray pool. And get rid of this all buy side liquidity. Now we're going to keep this gap. No. Nope. I like how we closed and opened on this new day opening gap. What's that? It's a little overshot. This is 94.75 and this is 94.50. Shot up a little bit. Are we going to keep this gap as our first presented fair value gap? Maybe. We just almost filled this SIBI, just shy of it. We came up and tapped the bottom of this as an inversion fair value gap. Tapped it again. So we just returned back into that first presented fair value gap. Just a little. On both. And we had a big reaction back up. How many points is this? $51. Oops. 32. I made it that. Let's see what ES decided to do at the open. Oh, we tapped that relative equal highs. Again, are we gonna go through it? That's that first presented fair value gap. It didn't go back in. Yes, didn't go back in here. I'm gonna let it bounce around for a little bit because it's super clean. I'm gonna poke above this before coming back in. So we pierced about these 4 hour relative equal highs. Let's go back and look at it. Here. I think I measured the fib on like this. All the way up here. We got an order block right here and right here. Looking at that one next. For NQ, are we running all the way back up here? Low on that. 2750 is low on this. 2750. The bodies are hanging out right here. Alright, the NQ just hit that 4 hour. Let's go look at it. Over here, constant encroachment of this wick. And then this quadrant level from the daily gaps. Both. And we got an order block right here. Matching up with this high. Right there. typically like to use the open for order blocks though, but I like how these were the same. The low on this 90.25, the high on this 90.25. If we go that high, we may start to turn around. That's what I'd like to see it fill in that opening range gap by 10 o'clock. Let's see. See if we get a market structure shift to fill in that opening range gap before 10 o'clock. Because the news, I know it's FOMC meeting minutes this afternoon. At 10 o'clock, we have some high impact and some medium impact. I usually draw on my chart, but I did not. Because I'll forget. But either way, I like this. Keep it like this. Because this is a balanced price range. It's probably closer to that. But we'll leave it at that. On this wick, as that says, it went all the way up here and then came back down. Unless we just continue to run all morning. Which is possible. I mean, everything's possible. What isn't possible? So. I'll be forgetting I'm on video. Just weird. Still getting used to like live streaming. Because I'm already looking at the charts and it's just a matter of thinking my thoughts out loud. So we're down to this order block. The opening price here. Close. Probably not. Close above. I had this thing is starting to make me mad. There we go. I had some video calls and conferences that I had to do last week. And so like I slightly moved a lot of the camera, my mouse and keypad. So it's like, yeah, I could just have the same setup, but I mean, live stream is not the only thing I do, right? So it's like little stuff. If I have to get on a call with my team, then I use the same desk and computer. My office is my office, and it's not just live streaming, but So that's why I needed to adjust the camera. And it was like irritate me when I look over here. I can see my like whole setup, but this is better. We're just hanging out until 10 o'clock, it looks like. Are we coming down to the opening range gap? There's one high impact news driver and like two medium impact news drivers at 10. We're going to see how that volatility plays out and our price stay on until 10:15. Once that volatility is pushed into the market, I'll hang around and then probably dip right after. So we're into this. Alright, we're coming into this gap. Those overlap nicely. So we're seeing displacement below these lows. Headed back into the opening range gap. Are we? See if this stays. Headed back down. Let's see if I get picked up. I think it's my first trade on here, and it is a paper trade, and it's not a what is it called, a signal service. I mean, I get picked up based on how much it's moved already. Leaving this. I don't know if I expect it to go past here. Especially since we're inside the opening range cap now. I doubt we're coming all the way back up here. I'm gonna leave it until we hit here. Before that, I would have liked to see it come back up a little bit. This is probably it being an inversion fair value gap here. It's probably my entry. Came back super far though, but probably. Alright, we headed to the Consequent Encroachment and the new week opening gap. That would have been very nice had I got picked back up inside here. Got 8 minutes before 10 o'clock to see if this is gonna be tagged. Oh, I wanted to sell in here too. If it comes back up, I'll grab it. It may not. That was an entry. I wasn't really paying attention to the opening range gap as the inversion fair value gap down to the consequent encroachment of the opening range gap. See if it tags it. That's how many points? 44 points. 45 points. That man, it hits the consequent encroachment right before 10 o'clock. Simple enough. And we're back inside the new week opening gap. ICT had a really good post on like Friday or Thursday about, the prop firms. And I said it a little bit in my previous video about I don't trade prop firms. I just fund my own account. That's why you'll see me doing my curves. Like, I'm okay with that. I trade my curves on my own funded account because I'm not doing prop firms. And I think those companies are set up for you to fail. They're betting on you failing. And I feel like there's so many things stacked against you in trading. I'll say me. I don't know if y'all trade, but stacked against me in trading, and to find success, I need to stack the cards in my favor and not play games with these companies. I think about it kind of like I have unpopular opinions about like points with credit cards. I will take them, but the whole point is like nobody's giving you free points for free flights and free hotels. Like, you're paying for them. You think Amex made billions of dollars giving free hotels to folks? No. It's like their way of making money works for billions. Like, I'm not betting on that. The points is a little different. I mean, that's a whole rant I could go on, but I'm talking about specifically prop firms for trading. Those companies make money when you don't win and when you can't trade. So I'm not stacking any more cards, not in my favor. Trading is already risky. I fund my own account. So I trade micros until I'm ready to go to minis. And I know that's unpopular opinion, not flashy, not, you're not going to see me have a $200,000 day on micros. But I feel way better about that. It's not about the live stream. It's really about my trades are what matter. So I've been doing micros. Just like that. And that's that on that. These are drastically longer. Maybe not. They just look like it. There are slight differences between the minis and the micros, but they will do the same thing. So the numbers might be like this is a tick off, right? Which is fine. So I still will draw not nearly as much on the micros as I will on the minis. And I think this will help me eventually get to trade into a blank chart. Because this one is significantly less drawings. But I use this one to see when and where I want to get out. Because I don't have the new week opening gaps drawn here. So we have news in 2 minutes. That's a lot of news. It's like 2 medium impacts and 1 high impact. So I'll probably stay on here until about 10:15 and see what becomes of it. So yeah, in another minute and a half. And I'm gonna do some running around the house. Let's look at what ES do. So ES, of course, dropped. We've kind of found support here. No, and then we hit the consequent encroachment here. I think we're gonna have a little bit of a run up. Unexpected to close below. Yep. We're in our news. So this is 10 o'clock candle, which is the news manipulation. So we'll see in the next 10 or 15 minutes how it looks. just shy of the new week opening gap consequent encroachment, CE. But we did tap the CE of the daily gray pool. Just short. There we go. We tapped the new week opening gap C and Thursday's high. The low of the open range gap is here, so we're more than halfway. If there's a big push here, then we're closing it in. I anticipate closing it in if we push a little bit deeper into into the consequent encroachment. But bouncing back up and closing all the way up here. Let's see. That wasn't too much volatility. At 10 o'clock, we bounced right off of that Thursday high. The fan on my docking station is very loud. You probably can hear it. Hopefully not, because I got a new mic. Oops. Yeah, I'm not seeing a big push to get down to here. Just kind of floating down. I got some relative equal lows down here on ES. What you know about me? Big G L O and a G L E. This could be a short. Came back up here to here. Just how many points? 11. It's not bad for an ES run. Is this a sell short? To here. Maybe. I like how the bodies underneath here. This to sell short into here. That's how many points? That's 53 points to the bottom of the new week opening gap. Back down to consequent encroachment is 25 points. I'm a be happy with enough kind of person. I'd be happy with 25 points. Let's see if it actually does that. I don't like to see it close into there. I'm okay with overshooting the wicks, doing the damage. And the body's telling the story. What time is it? 10:06. Big GLONEGLE. Let's see where we close. Let's see where we close. Yeah, glad I didn't take that short. That's why I got peace. So I'm super particular about the trades I get into. You saw today I got left on a paper trade, which is fine. On the micros, which happens. Sometimes it doesn't go into the gaps that I want to get in on. But super particular on the trades I'm willing to get in on. Because again, my account is self-funded. I also don't feel like I have to. The prop firms are like, you gotta trade like 10 trading days, and a trading day don't count unless you do $200 a day. And then if you say you do $1,000 a day, it's like you gotta keep doing that. It's something really weird where, yeah, I'm good. I'm just going to trade a micro with the smallest amount of leverage. You know, following conventional wisdom. If I'm gonna say, you know, I'm studying ICT, then I need to think about obviously what he's teaching. Like, I am starting with the smallest amount of leverage, which is a micro account, that I fund, not a prop firm. You won't hear me push any of them because I don't know much about them, because I'm going to make a video about it, because he had a really good post on Twitter. You can go check it out. It's kind of long, but it's exactly what I said before I funded my account, that nobody's doing you any favors. Like, the reality of life, right? Nobody's coming to save you. You got to save yourself, and nobody's doing you any favors. And it may not be nobody's not doing you any favors, because that's extreme. But companies aren't doing you any favors. For-profit businesses aren't doing you any favors. Aren't doing their customers favors. Like, oh yeah, you can get in with whatever amount. You know, I had an account that I was looking at for like $10. They're not doing you any favors. We were back in the first presented fair value gap on ES. In Q, we hit this level, stayed around here. I still get election messages. It is now Thanksgiving, and they still talking about the election. These spammers are talking about the election on my phone. So that's why I look at my watch, because if I get like messages from my family or whatever, I'll read them. But like, I still get, they need demanding a recount and donating when the election is over. Y'all supposed to stop doing that now. Pick something else. Pick a new scam. That's over. Those spam text messages are over. Bow. These blue dotted lines are levels on the daily chart. Are we pushing to the bottom of the new week opening gap and closing that in? We hit the bottom of the daily gray pool. Just there. And then GLE. And we also tag sell side liquidity on the ES. 15-minute sell side liquidity. Oh, I need to go also to the doctor's. I got some running around to do today. Just stopped at the top, at the bottom of the new week opening gap. So we just tagged it on NQ. Let me switch over to NQ and close out ES. And this is the low of the opening range gap if we're going to close in the opening range gap. What is this on this? What is the low on this? 93. What is the low on the high on this? 94. Okay. This looks like they're even. Nope. I typically draw all of my drawings, except for the new week opening gaps, the new day opening gaps, before I get on. So I like to delete all the gaps, all the buy side and sell side liquidity, and redraw them, even on the daily, because I like to just get into the habit of like keep looking for the same things and to keep finding them, especially since I just did it. It's kind of like a muscle memory exercise of just what am I looking for, what stands out, what PD arrays can I see, that match, that stand out to me, and to do them every day. So I usually would delete once I close the live stream, and before I start, when I close the live stream, I'll delete all of my drawings and markups, and then before I start the live stream, that's why sometimes I'm late depending on what else I had to do. I like to draw onto my chart before I get on, for the most part, at least the things on the daily, so that way I can just sit on the 15 or in the 1 minute. And then I don't really draw on a lot other than NQ. Specifically the minis. I will on the micros when I'm interested in a trade. What's the high on this? 90 even. What's the low on this? 90.25. We're chilling on these daily levels. I do need to run around today. But I might. Today's going to be a short one. Proceeds to live stream for 3.5 hours. That is ICT to a T. Yeah. These are pretty smooth. These are pretty smooth. Where's the 15-minute? Okay. We close right on this daily quadrant level, and then we open right here on this quadrant level. Looking just shy at the top of this order block on the hourly for that big wick. We came down to this order block. Alright, it's 10:20. We hung out for an hour and 20 minutes. I'm going to close the live stream and bring it back tomorrow. So I'll talk to you tomorrow.